now recognize the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Sessions, for 5 minutes.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. I appreciate the gentleman, my friend, Mr. Meeks, for his conversation with Chairman. Chairman, welcome once again to the committee.
Good to see you, sir.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, I think that there's a lot of happy talk and smiling that takes place from you and your agency as they come up here and they try and talk about two principles of listening to stakeholders and industry participation. And yet I think you're hearing across this committee a wish that we could have a better relationship with you and your entire organization. And we have prodded them, sent letters, done everything nice that you can do. And yet we show up here and we find a way to provide feedback. We'd like to sincerely turn that around. As you know, you and I spoke a couple of years ago about an issue that still is unresolved because the SEC would not even let this firm know what their problem was. And you told me it will take at least 214 days because that's how long it takes us before we're able to turn issues around when your Fort Worth office already knew the answer. And I think it's this kind of action on behalf of the SEC that causes members of Congress to react the way we do. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to turn to an issue. Last November, the SEC announced a massive increase in enforcement fines, $6.4 billion in 22, up from $3.8 billion in 21. And you have launched a regulatory crusade against the financial service industry through enforcement. You've told us that. We see this. Can you please tell me what the money from these enforcement actions, what you've done with it, and where that money goes?
First, sir, if I may, I think the matter you talked to me about a week or so ago, we filed a civil litigated matter against that company. So I think that's all a matter of public record.
Well, then I've learned that now. Thank you. But for the 2 years prior to that, there was attempt to be resolution, and you even blocked that company from their counsel, who was very capable, from engaging in that, knowing what that was, to where they could have corrected that or found a way to work with it, because it put at least $50 million directly at risk. Mr. Chairman, can you explain where the money from these enforcement penalties is winding up?
There's a number of places. Much of it goes into what's called fair funds. Congress helps set up a process where the public can actually get money back. Those that are harmed can get money back. And some of the penalties and so forth, go into the U.S. Treasury. So that some in fair funds and back to those that have been hurt, but some, of course, also into the U.S. Treasury.
So the SEC takes the money in, follows the laws that have been established, and that is...
Yeah, we're funded separately. Of course, we're appropriated, and then we're funded by fees that are fees on transactions in the...
Yes, sir. I just wanted to make sure that it's as a result of what Congress has established.
No, we can follow up with the details because of that six...
I am interested in following up the details, and I
follow up with the details.
But
we can
add a comma in there, done with the $6.4 billion.
Not all of it, sir.
Well, then please tell me what
we can
add a comma and add the rest.
No, we can follow up with the details because of that six...
I am interested in following up the details, and I would ask that your staff accept, just like Congressman Lucas sends a staff, and your staff knows, oh, we got a letter from Congressman Lucas, let's respond very quickly here. I'd like to send you a letter today asking for those details.
Thank you. The actual breakdown is a matter of public record. We put it on in our financials each year. I just don't have it memorized.
Well, that's fair. I would not either. Mr. Chairman, we really, I think, would like to, on a bipartisan basis up here, have better interaction with your organization and with you. And I think what you've heard today is another calling on a bipartisan basis for us to do that. We believe if we express our opinion, you should express yours back, not just delay that. I want to thank you for being here, sir, and I will engage you on this matter.
Good evening. 7:44 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, September 28th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So I don't know how long this live's going to be. Probably for a good 20 minutes. But I wanted to share that from Gary Gensler. That was from on the 27th, so yesterday. But it's just some important information to see exactly where the SEC stands and just to see exactly how, you know, there's a lot of things that they're trying to elude right now, and it's very easy to see that whenever they talk to Gary Gensler about these matters, he's very elusive. And then, yes, it took them several years to put out these numbers, but now that they did, he goes, oh, it's a matter of public record. After he evaded the questions and evaded their calls, I'm sure the SEC did, for a matter of 2 years. Capo, thank you for that smooth intro transition. Thank you very much. Trying to put some more knowledge in while we're waiting, you know, to get into it. Miss Vicky, welcome in, love. I greatly appreciate you tuning in. I think I got about 20 minutes in me to do this, so we got to do this quick. I did over an hour earlier, I believe we did together live. And I'm just blessed to be back here right now with everybody who's tuning in. I was very happy with the ones who came into the midday market report. It made me very happy. We had about 50 to 60 people talking, and it makes for a special environment. Right now, what we're seeing for XRP is it's up 2.12% here before the daily close. We're trying to use some of that positive buzz leading into the Ripple party tomorrow to have a mini rally here. But what's going to end up happening, some are going to find out real quickly. Because for whatever reason, there's a lot of false narrative being pushed that there could be a settlement tomorrow. And Ripple itself has said that this is nothing more than speaking of accolades along the way. So please don't get caught up in a lot of the hearsay, because there's a 0%, well, a less than 1% chance there's a settlement. You can't say 0%, just like you can't say 100%. Angelo, welcome in. Doing great. Thank you for asking, my friend. Hope you are as well. But there's less than a 1% chance. Think about it. Bradley Garlinghouse didn't hire an ex-assistant U.S. district attorney out of the Southern District of New York for no reason as his attorney, to add on to be one of his attorneys. This person has primitive knowledge. They have the optimum knowledge about how the Southern District of New York is run. Who's trying the case? Oh, that's right. The Southern District of New York. So what a great place. So they're fighting this last part of it. So there's no way that there would be a settlement announced. It doesn't make any sense. There's already paperwork that's put into mid next year, basically. So just stay within what's actually going on. There's rumors that it could be a Ripple IPO as well. I think that's more likely, but that at itself is only a 25% chance. Think about it. You've got the entire government still going after Ripple. You think that they're just going to be able to announce Ripple IPO on the stock market when all this is going on? If they do, it just shows we're farther along than they're letting you believe. But I think it would be pretty irresponsible for the SEC or the Federal Trade Commission to allow, you know, for a Ripple IPO. I mean, just think about it. You must be an accredited investor for IPO, no? What do you mean? To buy an IPO? If you want to buy a pre-IPO, yeah. You can buy an IPO when it's released in the stock market, but if you want to be an early investor, you got to have some strings you can pull. So getting into this, and you guys can let me know if you think I'm right or wrong about that. Make sure to hit that like button, as it will greatly help push us through the analytics here. It'll help more people reach us. I'm so thrilled that there's 36 people in here already. I really am. 18 likes. Make sure to hit that like button. And then also share this on social media, as that really does help, you know, stoke the analytics a little bit. So XRP here at 5098. We still have this inverted head and shoulders, and I believe it's going to play out perfectly into the Ripple party. Link to opened up platform for non-accredited investors. Interesting. That's good information, Angela. That's good information. So this could have been like a descending, someone could call it a wedge, but It was like a falling channel here, but it's broken out of here now. And this looks like it's... All right, so let me just put this in here. Let me grab my drawing tool real quick, just so you can see what I mean. So we came down, created a left shoulder, head, out to a right shoulder. Now, if this bounces out and you get the support, you would expect at least to move up here, likely for the Ripple party. Because you're going to get some positive buzz if this is how it plays out. And like I've been saying, if you were going to short the market, it wouldn't be in here. You can't... I'm just saying it's dangerous. I know a lot of people got excited when it came down. They're up. But I think the optimum short would be if you're paying attention. Let's say it comes up here in the Ripple party. I think, and I'll show you on the other chart, I think somewhere in that range would be the optimum level to take an attempt. I think in here you're in trouble. I think a lot of the people that are short here are going to get wrecked. I can't help that feeling. There's a better level. So what I'm saying is yes, we fell outside the rising channel in the small terms, but that was nothing more than that would give us the validity to create this inverted right arm, hold the support here on what we think is a bear flag that has a bull flag disguised within it, which means you would run that bull flag, exhaust it before you continue moving down, which gets tricky, but it should bring you up into this 54.5 area, which is close to that 55 I was showing you. You could come up a little higher if you look in this time frame. It's just something we have to pay attention to. Where's it at? No, I guess you wouldn't have to come up higher because that runs a little lower. So that is below that downtrending resistance right here. So don't worry about the 200 because if it comes through here, you would already break past that. So that's not a worry anymore because of where the down channel is. So that's what I'm looking at. And some, I guess you could say there's a lot of stuff on here. There is. And I apologize, but there is. But what do you think? For everybody who's here, let me know what you think. I don't have a lot of time here tonight. My voice is not doing great. But I still wanted to come on for a few minutes and talk. Anybody who has an opinion, make sure you hit that like button too. Only 20 likes. I think we can do a lot better than that. Not even 50%. I mean, if you don't want to hit the like button, I suppose you could donate or join Tom's Earning, yada, yada, yada. But I don't think anybody wants to do that. So just hit the like button. That would greatly help me. It helps me get this content out there so that we can reach a bigger audience. You think that's good? Awesome, Miss Vicky. I appreciate that. Ruben, DGB is overdue. Yes. We'll get to DGB here before I leave. I'm going to go XRP, XLM, DGB like old times. XLM, as you can see, it's either going to break down or if this is ready to start reversing here and this was the bottom, you should be able to pull up first layer to 11.98. But then ultimately we could run back up to 13 cents up here because this pattern's been playing true so far. Oh, Miss Vicky, you're good. You're good. That's all I wanted to know, if it was clear when you were listening. You know, I don't need you to... If you can't go in depth, that's perfectly fine. I'm just appreciative that you gave your opinion so that I knew. That's what I think too, Miss Vicky. And then with XLM, literally, just watch this formation. The moment it breaks this and uses it as a resistance or just comes through it, this is showing bearish tendency if it comes through. Other than that, we could bounce around in here. That's the formation. We can still obviously bounce, not obviously if you don't know, but we can honestly bounce, boom, boom, boom. See what's going on here? Support, resistance, support, resistance, support. Now is it going to keep doing this? You know, that's what happens sometimes. So boom, 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 boom. You see what I mean? So if it does play it true, that's what you have to do. The moment it breaks down, you should have a big drop. Or if it breaks up, you have a big bump. But right now, we're on the bearish side of town. But these can be bullish reversals because it's kind of a falling channel that's formed. This should be able to have a bullish reversal up to here, likely. That's just what it's probably going to play out with. So I think being in this live, whether you're here during the live or you're here after, I think it's invaluable. And then before I leave, because my voice is shot, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't want to ruin it any further. DGB. We've fallen outside both layers, but it's still within a wider formation. The fact we're still not giving way here, we have some credence here that this could be a much wider move. And look, if I'm starting to look at this now that the pattern's starting to overdevelop, we can start to look at this for what it is now. This is what you're looking at for DGB. So if you just fill it out, this is the short term. So yeah, whoever said we were due for a pump with DGB, I can't remember who it was. Even if we don't break to the top side and it's just a short-term pump like we're looking at for XRP, if it plays out, you could still get about a 5.5 to 6% pump. If it breaks out of this, that's where you can get that 20 to 25% pump. But you could still be looking at a 5 to 6% pump here, or mini rally here with DGB as well. So I'm XRP Future Millionaire. Thank you everybody for giving me the time tonight. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. I will see you on a future update, or maybe even tomorrow if my voice doesn't allow me to do another one. Bless each and every one of you. Stay safe, be positive, don't be negative, and don't forget to give thanks to your Lord and Savior, Jesus